So you want to live forever. Okay, well, I can't 100% help you with that. However, I can tell you how to maximize your life and your physical health forever and get it better today, starting today. My name is Dean Larson, and if you stay with me to the end, not only will you learn those things, but you will learn why I'm giving away my entire weight loss course for free, what to eat, when to eat it, how much it costs, on and on and on. 100%, no thinking involved. You won't pay me a cent. Watch the PowerPoint, and I'll be back with you at the end. So you want to live forever? Well, it starts with proper eating habits and weight control. Obviously, it's just a phrase. You want to live forever. We're not promoting that. Obviously, this is something where we want to live as long as possible in the best possible manner. Just being alive is not the same as living. So, but one thing is certain: we're not dying of old age. Who's to say that what your lifespan should be? We shouldn't be amazed at people living way beyond the 100-year mark. 67% of all disease and premature death is preventable. We now know enough to alter significantly the course of how and how fast we age. This is the first generation that's had a very real, very practical chance of staying younger, longer than ever before. So the goal is to put you on the right track, to compress the time frame of you spend, you instead of being ailing and frail, and extend the time you spend in a full, robust, energetic type of life. A major objective now and in the future should be maximizing health and well-being to make your life worth living as long as possible. This is going to require a more careful application of preventative medicine as opposed to, going to the doctor and getting medicines. Preventive medicine, adding years to your life, not just adding years, or adding life to your years, not just adding years to your life, should be the goal. And here's why. Here's why nutrition is so important. Your body changes every single day. The atoms aren't the same. And guess what? You can only replace those atoms with the nutrients, the building blocks that you provided. So we've all seen somebody who's an alcoholic, a smoker, whatever. They just look older. Their skin doesn't look right. Well, guess why? They're not replacing their nutrients with what your body really needs for a building block. It can only do what it can do with what you give it. So let's give it the right stuff, and let's start living longer, living better, so on and so forth. But anyway, 98% of the atoms in your body weren't there a year ago. The skeleton was not there 3 months ago, meaning that all this stuff regenerates over time. New atoms go in, go out. Bones remain constant, but the atoms fall freely back and forth through the cell walls. That means you acquire a new skeleton every 3 months. Your skin is new every month, believe it or not. I mean, you can see it. You have chafing of your skin. You have a new stomach lining every 4 days with the actual pieces that touch the food, touch the surface, renewed every 5 minutes, if you can believe that. The cells in the liver turn over very slowly, but you'll find out that over 6 weeks, your liver is replaced. All new atoms every 6 weeks. Even the brain, who when you lose those cells, once they die, you're gone. But the content is totally different from a year ago. It's as if you lived, it's just in a building block, and bricks were systematically taken out and replaced every year. If you keep the same blueprint, then you'll look the same, but you won't be the same actually. And it's easy, after 30 or 40 or 50 years to say, I wish I had kept my youth. I wish I looked younger. I wish those wrinkles would disappear. I wish the skin wouldn't age. I wish. We can wish and wish and wish for an artificial means by which we can deceive ourselves for a while, but it's you're never going to do it in the long run. We envy those who stay young year after year, but what people need to understand is you are the total sum of the food that you have eaten through your life, and the nutrition or lack of nutrition or lack of care or lack of attention or the attention that you give it. You should give yourself every day. So being healthy also means that when you're 70 years old, your skin glows. And when you smile, you have teeth, not empty spaces, or even worse, phony enamel dentures. Which and obviously it is what it is. You can only start where you're at. We'll meet you where you're at.
In the mirror, you should see a well-developed, well-preserved, well-nourished you for 100 years or more. So it's kind of disheartening when one reaches 40 or 50 years of age, the age which you finally have mature judgment, you've gained experience. It's the period of life when you're probably making the most money you've ever had. Maybe when your kids are up and out and you can finally do things that you want to do. And you're in the prime of your life. And this is the age when most men and women find themselves with a neglected body. It's degenerating rapidly, and it's no longer an efficient vehicle in which to put the knowledge and experience to work. So we live 40, 50, 60 years or more trying to learn what life is all about. And then we finally try and put that knowledge into practice, and we find our body is crystallized. We find ourselves with a body which is literally slipping into uselessness at the very time of life when we could use it to our best advantage. Then we expect some magic miracle to happen overnight by using pills or shots, never considering how long it took us to get in that condition. We're impatient to get well or young without working for it. We're usually not willing to take the necessary time to let nature work for us and do the job successfully and completely. So what we need, what you need, is nourishment, effective, efficient nourishment. That's my whole motto here, effective, efficient nourishment. The world's most serious problem is undoubtedly nutrition. And this trouble stems from the fact that civilization feeds itself on the principle of palatability, which means, whatever tastes good, and then we're advertising indoctrination into things that fast, easy, quick, taste good. So by the age of 40, most people have eaten 40,000 meals, 3 meals a day, around 1,000 meals per year, and they've mainly been composed of dead food that's been devitalized, overprocessed. It's impossible to regenerate the organic cells in the human body with devitalized food. So we find that while 40,000 meals did serve the purpose of stimulating life, hardly any nourishment in the organic form was eaten to regenerate the cells and the tissues in the body or supply the chemical elements composing these. So you and you alone are responsible for the result of how you nourish your body. The efficiency of your food is what counts. You need nourishment, efficient nourishment. It depends on you, whether you're going to be, just eat and have continuous malnutrition as far as your body is concerned. It's obvious on this premise and on this basis, sickness and disease and premature old age is nothing, well, not entirely, is a large result of failure to nourish our body with the food and nourishment which we need to regenerate, revitalize, and reanimate the cells and tissues of our anatomy, our glands, our blood, our nerves, our muscle cells. The great law of life is replenishment. If we do not eat, we die. If we do not eat the kind of foods which will nourish the body constructively, we not only die prematurely, but we suffer along the way. So only by eating natural, whole food can the cells properly and completely be nourished. So the whole idea behind this program is to eradicate the cause of our daily discomforts by permanent methods of aiding nature to cleanse, rebuild, regenerate the body in order that your life may be longer, more vital, more useful, and its health is undisputably the foundation for the satisfaction in life. Part of this has to do with the failure of medicine. Obviously, medicine is absolutely necessary. It saves lives every day, but anything taken to the extreme, which is what is happening in our society today, when they're allowed to run commercials to get you to buy a drug for a symptom you didn't know you had until they brought it up, is obviously we're headed in the wrong direction. But life is a fatal disease. Once we contract it, there's no hope for survival. It sounds crazy, but that is the truth. You're slowly, well, it depends on how you're eating and living, kind of in a degenerative state. We accept it, but it doesn't have to end so soon. So your body is a machine. It needs to last its allotted time, or is it going to break down? Is it going to break down early? If you were an industrial consultant, somebody who built machinery, airplanes require airplane fuel. You don't put regular gasoline in them. Otherwise, they wouldn't run. If they did, they wouldn't run long. If they didn't run long, they would break down. That is the whole point behind we got to eat right. And a lot of this has to do with we're just going to have to supplement some things with bioengineered foods, which I'm going to talk about as well. But the only one thing is certain is we are not dying of old age. So the biggest killers of the middle age, number one is heart disease, and you know, the three biggest killers are heart disease, cancer, stroke, and the fourth is trauma, which is a car accident or something like that. Heart disease, it's a general knowledge that heart disease is a major demon. For the most part, heart trouble is known to doctors as arteriosclerosis or hardening of the arteries. A person is as old as his or her arteries. A 40-year-old with bad pipes can be old. An 80-year-old with clear pipes can be young. It's been estimated that if this were eliminated, a person of 65 years of age could live an extra 10 to 20 years additional life just by cleaning out the arteries. Okay, cancer is the number two killer. 200,000 Americans die each year. Diet is associated with up to 60% of cancers in women. Lung cancer is 5 times higher in women, and men whose diets are high in saturated fats. Prostate cancer has been linked to a diet low in antioxidant vegetables. Research shows that a recurrence rate of skin cancer is 10 times higher in people with who ate a typical diet. This, you know, gets most of their calories from fat and unprocessed and overprocessed foods. So eating a diet rich in vegetables can cut your cancer risk as much as tenfold. Excess calories, especially from fat are the biggest cancer killers. Stroke's the third killer, and it's a stroke. So 150,000 Americans plus die every year of this condition. Basically, it's the cousin of the heart attack, but instead of the block being in the artery, it's in the brain, or else, you know, kind of a hemorrhage in the brain. And obviously, trauma is number 4. Trauma is a car accident. Obviously, you can't do anything about that. What's the solution? There's some basic 3 steps. 1, you need to build cancer out of your life. Once again, nutrition, exercise, proper weight control, build up your immune system, keep it young and healthy. And once again, food, a healthy body, sleep, build in an added protection against disease-causing viruses. All this you can eat to conquer these things. You can conquer these diseases in your life.
All right, hope you enjoyed that information. Once again, my name is Dean Larson. Next step for you is to get all of it, all of my background information, everything for free. What you get, exactly what to eat, where to get the nutritional products, what the cost is, less than you're spending now, guaranteed. Exactly when to eat it, how to prepare it in 20 minutes less per day. The grocery list, my entire course that you can access at any point in time. Videos and PowerPoint, videos, PowerPoint, and downloadable PDF, and get your ongoing questions answered via individual response and or group setting. But most importantly, I'm going to show you how to obtain your dream body without driving yourself crazy. You're going to be going to howtoeatforweightloss.com. Should be on this somewhere, maybe even a link. But your next step, congratulations, see you on the other side.